Hey, it's Cliff here. Today we're going to talk about using high level to build a custom chat bot, and it's going to be trained on our website and also on a list of frequently asked questions. Or really, they're called FAQs in high level, but they're just questions and answers. They're ways to train the AI to answer the questions correctly for you, both in terms of your tone of voice and also, of course, being factually correct and relevant to you and your company. So today we're talking about questions for a dental office, and they are a biological dentist or a holistic dentist. And so a lot of the typical information that's out there, if you were to Google or something like that, they don't necessarily agree with. And they also practice above the standard of care. And so they can have some of the procedures covered by insurance, but they basically just do what the best thing is to do and not in regards to insurance allows us to do this or that. They just do the right thing in their determination. And so a lot of the questions and answers are very customized to them. And in terms of like doing any sort of authoring of an article on their website, that stuff is, needs to go through all the proper checks and balances to make sure that typical AI generated content is not giving out wrong information. So, for example, they don't believe in root canals. They would instead do a tooth extraction, or they don't believe in fluoride or some other things. So, I'm going to walk you through and we're going to kind of learn the process along the way, and you'll see how beneficial it is. So, web crawler, that's where we enter the domain, where we would put the web crawler, and then we come in here, all URLs within this domain. Now, the way this works is it takes some time, a couple minutes, and then it gives a list, and then you choose which ones from the list are included or excluded. And then it just shows the ones that you have included. If you add new pages, then you can come in and do it again. You can also set it up for refreshing the uploaded links. So it's not adding new URLs. What it's doing is it's recrawling the ones that you approved to be included, just to see if that content got updated. Okay, so now there are such things as file upload and just, typing in and all that kind of stuff, but we're going to deal with the FAQs. So what you do is you add an FAQ, question here, answer here, and you'll see it's limited to 1,000 characters for both fields. Now we added a bunch of FAQs. Now the benefit of doing it this way is that you are giving it um, the factual information and also some of the tone of voice. So you don't necessarily want to do you offer this? No. Do you offer that? Yes. Like it's kind of a little too basic. You're not really helping the AI. So this is something that we want to expand upon. Just showing you now as for testing. So the way I did it is we had a column in Google Sheets for question and answer, and then the date uploaded. So this is today, November 29, and basically what we're looking at is a list of the question and then the answer to the right. Question, answer. And then in make.com, we built an automation that migrates them from here to here. Okay. And so in the AI knowledge base for high level, you can have multiple knowledge bases. All this is safe to put under a single knowledge base. That's what most companies would need for basic questions and answers. And then this knowledge base can apply to both voice and text replies. So you can you can seed your knowledge base with information, and then you can point that knowledge base as the source for both your voice AI over the phone and then also your text AI, which is through conversations. And that conversation source could be text, it could be Instagram DM or Facebook message, stuff like that. And then there are other rules on when the AI should answer versus when it should not answer. That's not what we're going to get into today, but I'm just showing you the automation. So the sheet name, you'll see at the bottom here, we've got Q&As and conversations. Basically, this is training, and then this is researching actual conversations that came through and pulling out new questions. So you can see, do you take sooner care? And then I categorized it as one of these, and we um, tried to give it a good category so that we can put some of the questions together. If we just send it back to the dentist and say, hey, can you answer these 48 questions? And there's no rhyme or reason, there's no, categorization to any of them, it can be a little disorienting. So we try to filter them all by, here's 5 insurance questions, here's 7 procedures questions, stuff like that. And then I build these questions here, and then they come back with the answers here. And we are going to work on getting some better answers, but for now, the answer is yes, even though it would be better to have a more thorough answer. Again, for this very protective client, I don't want to add information there that they don't approve. So we're in the approval process on some of this stuff, but we are training the AI. Some information is better than none. And so if someone were to ask, well, someone did ask, will you rebuild a tooth? Now we know the answer is yes. Okay, so we filter in the sheet if there's a question and there's an answer and the uploaded field is blank, then we get the formatted value and we limit it to 100. We sleep for 2 seconds. Basically, we just don't want to overwhelm the AI. I use curated connector for the AI connection in high level. API connection in high level. And so basically what we're saying is we pick our knowledge base and we just map our question and answer fields. And then we're just mapping the same spreadsheet ID from over here, the same sheet from over here, the same row number from over there. We just go to column C and format the date of right now in year, month, day. That's really that simple. So the magic happens here, using the API connector there. And the reason that I like to do it this way is because in the main knowledge base, we have our FAQs. And although this interface is fine, it's just kind of a lot to navigate through here and try to find, without expanding every single one of them, try to read through them and what was the answer that was over here. Here I can type in wisdom, tooth, stuff like that. And and I can also build the questions here without an answer yet. It's waiting for an answer. So I think it's just easier to manage here. And then we just basically upload them over to here. And now if you want the AI to actually change its answer, of course, the way this automation is built, if I just change this from yes to no, it's not going to update through here. This is, I just click run once and it does its thing and it gets the questions and the answers. It uploads them individually to the knowledge base database of questions and answers, and then we just update our status here. That's just a wait step. Now you don't really have to waste 49 operations, but at the same time, I don't want to. I don't know. I just thought it was good practice, and I knew there weren't going to be 1,000 of them or something, so I added it. Okay, that's it. Hopefully you like learning new things like this. And if you would like to, hire us to do that, we can definitely help you out. And then, of course, implementing high-level AI, it's more than just building your knowledge base. Then you have to implement it and when you want it to take effect and all that kind of stuff. So we do things like add tags of when we had a bot conversation. And then that helps us be able to figure out how we want to pull out the conversations and all that kind of stuff. All right, thanks.